in the sleepy town of Cuddleford, where the most exciting thing that happened was Mrs. Hargrove's cat getting stuck in a tree, an extraordinary adventure was about to unfold. It all began with a rather ordinary garden gnome named Sir Gnome-Napping. He wasn't just any garden gnome, he had a flamboyant red hat, a mischievous grin, and a pair of glittering eyes that seemed to follow passers-by. One morning, Mrs. Penelope Wiggins, the town's most notorious gnome enthusiast, discovered that Sir Gnome-Napping had vanished from her front lawn. In a state of shock, she rushed to the local coffee shop, where she shared her distress with her best friend, Harriet Tickle. Harriet, who had a reputation for solving mysteries, decided that this case needed her expertise. Their investigation began in the town square. Harriet and Penelope found themselves in a labyrinth of clues, a trail of glitter leading to the park, a suspiciously large pile of gnome-sized footprints, and a mysterious note that read, "The gnomes are not what they seem." As they pieced together the clues, it became clear that they were dealing with something much bigger than a mere prank. Their first lead took them to Mr. Howard Flimble, the town's retired magician. He was known for his eccentric ways and his penchant for magic tricks that often went hilariously wrong. When questioned, he produced a set of disappearing coins but denied any knowledge of Sir Gnome-Napping. However, he did offer them a very peculiar piece of advice: when you seek the truth, follow the trail of misplaced socks. Baffled but intrigued, Harriet and Penelope headed to the local laundromat. To their surprise, they found a sock convention in full swing, organized by none other than Mr. Flimble's estranged twin brother, Fizzle. As they mingled with sock enthusiasts, they stumbled upon a hidden room filled with gnomes of all shapes and sizes, including Sir Gnome-Napping. Before they could retrieve him, Fizzle entered, dressed as a magician with a top hat and a wand. He revealed that he had been collecting gnomes for a grand plan to host the first ever Gnome Olympics. The event was meant to showcase gnome talents such as synchronized garden watering and competitive lawn mowing. Sir Gnome-Napping, it turned out, was to be the star of the opening ceremony. Harriet and Penelope managed to convince Fizzle that the Gnome Olympics could be even more spectacular with the whole town involved. They proposed a compromise: they would help organize the event if Sir Gnome-Napping could return to Mrs. Wiggins' garden after the Olympics. Fizzle agreed, and the town of Cuddleford was soon abuzz with preparations for the Gnome Olympics. The event was a resounding success, featuring gnomes doing everything from tightrope walking to competitive weeding. Sir Gnome-Napping, in his dazzling costume, won the gold medal in synchronized garden watering, much to the delight of the spectators. After the closing ceremony, Sir Gnome-Napping was triumphantly returned to Mrs. Wiggins' garden. The town celebrated with a grand feast, and Fizzle, now a beloved member of the community, decided to retire his magical career for a new role as the town's official event organizer. And so, Cuddleford returned to its quiet ways, but with a newfound sense of excitement and camaraderie. Sir Gnome-Napping remained a cherished fixture in Mrs. Wiggins' garden, and Harriet and Penelope were hailed as the heroines of the Great Garden Gnome Heist. As for the gnomes, they remained forever grateful for their grand adventure, occasionally winking mischievously at passers-by, as if to say, never underestimate the power of a garden gnome.